Vola anguela o veteranu, ako itabua. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM, nambando na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambando na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambando na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang may lambasa. Do barong ng Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando na sir.
In the news tonight, many pay for measles shots at private clinics. Low tuna supply affects PAFCO operations. And agricultural chemicals under review.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Jackie Spate.
With the growing threat of measles, Fijians are now resorting to private practitioners and are willing to pay to get vaccinated. The Fiji Medical Association says currently they are not aware of the different prices that are being charged by the practitioners, which FBC News understands is anywhere around $40 to $200. Kritika Kumar reports.
Private practitioners in the country have measles vaccine in stock, but people need to pay for the shots.
I can tell you from our from personal Pacific Specialist Healthcare, which is where I am the clinical director and general surgeon. So it's a private facility. I think we have brought in vaccines and it's $42.
Dr. Bashrat Munshi says people are being proactive and presenting themselves to clinics if they feel any signs and symptoms of measles.
We had one suspected case, just the one, but that was a few days ago, but we've got feedback from Fiji Center for Disease Control. We did all the testing and all that. So that has been ruled out. It wasn't measles.
Some people above the age of 70 have been told that they do not need to get vaccinated for measles. Health Minister Dr. Efremi Wanginambete clarified that those above this age may have had measles in the past and are immune.
Once that arrives, then we'll open up again for mass vaccinations, as it has happened over the last 2 weeks.
Confirmed cases remains at 13 and the police force is on standby to assist the ministry to monitor and control movement in high-risk areas. The cases are predominantly from the Serua Namosi subdivision. In our neighboring country Samoa, the measles crisis is deepening with 32 lives lost so far. Samoa's Director General of Health, Liwasa Takenaseri, says most of the admissions are now becoming severe.
I don't know how they are getting it. So it has to come from something that's not proper. So there is investigation going on.
Samoa has recorded 243 new measles cases in just 24 hours since yesterday. Its government declared a state of emergency 9 days ago. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Pacific Fishing Company has today clarified that operations in Levuka have been reduced to a 4-day working week, with the challenge of albacore tuna supply affecting operations. In addition, PAFCO's chair Iqbal Janif has also confirmed that one of their major partners, American company Bumblebee, has filed for bankruptcy. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
It's the economic lifeline of the old capital, and it's been hit with supply issues restricting operations over the past 8 weeks.
It has declined from around 23,000 metric tons several years ago down to 16,500 metric tons.
Compounding PAFCO's challenges, the confirmation on Monday that Bumblebee is bankrupt.
Bumblebee intends to continue to distribute canned tuna products in the US. And for that, Bumblebee will continue to need loins that PAFCO produces.
The PAFCO chair clarifying that measures are in place to mitigate the turbulent waters.
FCF have confirmed that they are interested in buying Bumblebee. Now, the value of Bumblebee is $925 million.
Despite Bumblebee filing for bankruptcy and the supply challenges of albacore, the PAFCO chair says that operations continue at the country's only tuna cannery. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Agricultural chemicals registered in the country will now be reviewed, following an increase in concerns about its misuse. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says they are now calling for submissions to find out whether these chemicals should be utilised or restricted. Pranita Prakash reports.
Several complaints have been received by the ministry on the possible impact of pesticide chemicals used for agricultural production.
We want to ensure that these chemicals that we are utilizing, these chemicals do not create any new problem while solving the problem that these chemicals are required to solve. We want to ensure the chemicals don't pose a threat to human health, our lives, the environment.
The ministry is now trying to find out other alternatives for these chemicals.
So we will be publishing a full list of these chemicals for the public and inviting submissions from public, industry and relevant stakeholders on their views on the current situation of this chemical use in Fiji and the preferred and correct administration.
Fijians have time until February next year to put in their submissions on the agricultural chemicals, its use and its effect. The minister also confirmed that paraquat and imidacloprid will be banned from 1st January. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The trial of a 38-year-old man alleged to have forced minors into prostitution continued in the Suva High Court today. Josevata Werelangi is charged with 1 count of aggravated sexual servitude and 3 counts of domestic trafficking of children. Catherine Krishna was in court and filed this report.
A 19-year-old girl today testified of how she was constantly sold to unknown men by Werenalangi on Rewa Street in Suva. She said the accused took total control of her and ensured she was appropriately dressed before being sold. Without holding her tears back, the girl stated that Werelangi used to prepare her clothes, tie her hair and dress her in a way to make her look older as she was just 15. She informed the court she was scared of the accused and did everything she was instructed to do. She recalled that she would get ready at Werenalangi's house in Wailanosori and be brought to Samabula and then to Rewa Street for prostitution. The girl said that every time she was dropped after sex by different men, Werelangi would be happy as he was getting paid. The 19-year-old also revealed that she would be picked by men and dropped off after sex. She also revealed that she would be taken to motels as arranged by the accused. The trial continues tomorrow. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The prevalence of domestic violence has prompted the Ministry of Women and Children to revise its efforts to focus on preventing violence. Women's Minister Meriseni Vuniwanga says most services currently available focus on rehabilitation and follow-up after violent incidents. Koroi Tandulala reports.
The Ministry of Women and Children will now consider a preventative strategy in hope of a drastic reduction of domestic violence cases.
Most of the programs that we have on this revolves around after the event and services that are available to victims of violence. I think it's now time for us to look at preventative measures. What can we do as a country?
The Fiji Women's Crisis Center is considering different approaches to stopping violence against women and children.
If they would have gone through the workshops they went through with us, the awareness, the changing of the mindset, they would never have committed that crime. Some of them went back into their villages and became advocates against rape.
The hope of a domestic violence-free Fiji is rife in the mind of many. However, Women's Minister Meriseni Vuniwanga says such initiative needs time to come to fruition.
But I'm comforted that if we have such strong laws already, which we have policies, programs, strategies in place, that one day we might be standing somewhere giving an interview with a bigger smile.
Women's rights groups in Fiji started their 16 days of activism against violence against women with a march in Suva yesterday and continue the campaign. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
Up ahead, 61,000 FMPF members have zero balance. And 150 student loans and scholarships terminated. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The assessors deliberating in an attempted murder case involving a military officer found him guilty. The assessors found Rajiv Padyachi guilty of 1 count of attempted murder. Padyachi is charged with allegedly attempting to murder his partner in Doloi Suva last year. It's alleged that on 15 September last year, the 28-year-old tried to kill his partner by drowning her in a pool. It's alleged he pushed her into the water and tried to drown her. The judge will deliver his judgment on Friday. The Fiji National Provident Fund has identified 61,000 members with zero balance in their accounts. This has alerted the FNPF as they continue to address the importance of saving for retirement. Apanisa Wangarandova reports that the FNPF is exploring options to make retirement saving more attractive.
The FNPF has taken measures to address the issue in the hope members with zero balance accounts will opt for voluntary contributions.
For those over the age of 65, we are slowly cleansing and closing it, so it does not unnecessarily inflate the membership. But those that are below the age of 55, we can't close it because they can appear tomorrow and open up a voluntary or whatever.
Meanwhile, 36,000 members will not receive the $300 pension per month upon retirement. Koroi says these members are over 45 years of age and most of them have less than $10,000 in their accounts because of past policies.
It's a concern for us. These people who are coming up for retirement have low balances and can't afford to look after them properly while they retire.
Koroi says with the changes made, the FNPF now preserves 70% of member contribution. Apanisa Wangarandova, FBC News.
As we head into the festive season, fisheries officers will be monitoring and controlling the catch and sale of popular delicacies. Minister Semi Koroi Lavisao says this includes undersized crabs, beach dimmer and other marine species. Kelly Vadala reports.
Market vendors who do not abide by the fisheries laws during the festive period will have their stock seized.
Especially in the harvest of undersized crabs. So that will be the concentration in the next 2 months as we approach Christmas. You know, there's a lot of our population like the delicacy.
Minister Koroi Lavisao says with the recent ban on kawakawa and donu, Fijians have come to understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're also carrying out surveillance and monitoring on BDM, beach dimmer, sandfish. That's a concentration around the coastal areas. But overall, the year has been quite good in our ability to restrict harvest of endangered species, kawakawa and don. This year has been better than the previous year, but we're going to develop that more.
Fisheries Ministry Permanent Secretary Greg Strong says public support is needed to assist officials in controlling the illegal catches.
We all have a critical mandate to ensure that our natural resources are sustainable.
Meanwhile, the ministry says efforts towards a sustainable blue economy remain steadfast and unwavering. Kelly Vathala, FBC News.
The loans and scholarships of 150 students under the Tertiary Scholarship and Loans Board have been terminated in the past 5 years. Chief Executive Bobby Maharaj confirms these terminations were done either by the board or the universities due to various reasons. Pranita Prakash has the details.
There were a number of reasons behind the termination, says TSLB Chief Executive Bobby Maharaj.
The students they themselves come to TSLB and advise TSLB that they are terminating their scholarship or the loan scheme for some reasons. For example, they may have got an alternative job or they may be planning to migrate. Now from TSLB's perspective, we really don't terminate students unless they have been terminated by their universities for some reason. For example, there could be a disciplinary matter that the university has dealt with, or possibly they have not progressed well in terms of their academic merits.
Maharaj assures they are dealing with these issues and also providing necessary assistance to the students.
As far as TSLB is concerned, we have a full-time counselor at TSLB as well, and when we find students which are classified as risk students, we do invite and talk to them in terms of what their difficulties are and if they wish to possibly change their program.
The Education Ministry is encouraging students to remain focused.
For those students who will be progressing further in tertiary education, I must remind you that the system is highly competitive and you will need to be on top of your game to be able to successfully achieve a dream career.
The objective of the Tertiary Scholarship and Loans Board is to ensure that students complete their studies. They want to see students graduate and not abandon their studies due to financial constraints. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Defence Minister Nia Serurato is calling on the public to report any suspected cases where weapons or ammunition may be found. Serurato says this is a long-standing concern which was highlighted last week in Parliament by opposition MP Salote Randrondro, who noted that since 2000, more than 3,400 firearms have been reported missing.
We work on information that we receive. So my only humble plea to the public is if you have information about these missing arms, please do come and tell us so that we can mobilize the necessary resources.
And it's business time now with Kelly.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break. MAX 8 aircraft moved to Australia for storage. And in growing Fiji, new Lambasa development to create jobs. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची FM सुनता। गोल्टन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The two Fiji Airways Boeing MAX 8 aircraft are in Australia. Fiji Airways confirms the MAX 8s were ferried from Nadi to Alice Springs, Australia earlier this month in collaboration with the Civil Aviation Authority of Fiji. General Manager Corporate Communications Shane Hussein says the ferry flight to Alice Springs was to allow the aircraft to be stored in a dry environment, reducing the chance of damage due to corrosion or cyclone activity. Hussein adds they were flown by experienced Fiji Airways Boeing 737 pilots who completed extensive simulated training to prepare for these flights. The two planes were grounded following the Ethiopian Airlines crash earlier this year that killed 157 people. And Sinifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the trading market.
The Kiwi dollar gained towards the end of yesterday's trading session on rosy local economic data. Retail sales, excluding inflation, soared 1.6% during the third quarter, up from a paltry 0.2%. Economists were calling for just a 0.5% gain, and the rebound underpinned the rate hold from the Reserve Bank of New Zealand earlier this month. Meanwhile, the US dollar held an upper hand against the Japanese yen today, as optimism on a trade deal between the US and China was in the wind, reducing the attraction of the safe haven currencies, while the British pound was supported by hopes of an end to their hung parliament. The Aussie has been pressured by a run of disappointing local economic data that has led investors to narrow the odds on another rate cut from the Reserve Bank of Australia. Overall, currency trading is slowing down ahead of the US Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday. That's all for now from HFC Bank, Vinaka.
Thanks, Sinifa. Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The market was mixed as the Sangamoli rose against the Chinese yuan, the Aussie, the euro and the yen, but slipped against the Kiwi, Kina and US dollar. Looking at the commodities market, oil prices were back on the rise at just under $58 per barrel. Gold dropped to $7. Gold dropped by $7 to $1,453 per ounce, and silver closed down at $16.84 per ounce. In growing Fiji, a $1.5 million development will be going up soon in Wunika, Lambasa, which aims to bring economic activity and better infrastructure to communities outside the main CDB. Owned by a group of former Fiji citizens now living in Australia, the project is expected to change the landscape of Wunika. Eleanor Torangavi reports.
It's a one-of-a-kind development that will see a building consisting of a supermarket, a service station, car rental space and accommodation rooms built within 6 months.
This project is completely a new concept in Lambasa and will make this site an envy to the others. Watch this space.
The building is prefabricated, meaning the structure has already been assembled and will only be transported here to be installed. The supermarket component will be installed in the next 3 weeks.
This particular project will employ 20 to 50 employees once all the projects have been completed. Further development of this commercial site to see bigger and better activities and projects coming up.
Breaking ground for the new development, Tuilambasa Ratu Chonengo Mate commended the substantial investment, calling it brave and idealistic.
It is indeed not only courageous, but also visionary, in that you want to invest outside the main CBD area of Lambasa, as every other normal business has done. But judging by you gentlemen, judging you by the conversations that we have had, you don't necessarily want to be part of the status quo, but would rather like to implement changes in how Lambasa should expand and decentralize itself.
The supermarket is expected to be launched in the next 4 to 6 months. Eleanor Turangai View, FBC News.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest from sports.
Naka Kelly, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Fiji team for Dubai Sevens named, and Australian boxer Hamza Khalid arrives in the country. Details coming up.
Zola ngwela o veteranu hoi tabua agido talitaina na barongo na Bula FM nambando na seri
Bula alang gonoa ilutoka lutalita ka ng Bula FM bertini nambando na seri
ni Bula binaka nanreke ngo sa Bula FM nga na kasi
nalango sa mundo active na Bula FM nambando na seri nusuri
ni Bula binaka nalango Jerry yang melambasa do barongo na Bula FM nambando
Bula FM nambando na seri.
Three brothers will feature for the Fiji Airways Fiji 7 side for the first time on the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series. Coach Gareth Baber announced his team to the Dubai Sevens today, which includes brothers Sebuloni Modenadangi, Kabekini Tambu and Isoa Tambu. Kabekini earned his debut inclusion after impressing Baber and the coaching staff. Paula Nranisinikula will captain the side, which also features Amniasi Tuimamba, Willy Monimbotito and Melinder Nalangi. Fiji is pooled with France, Argentina and Japan for the Dubai Sevens, which kicks off next Thursday. You can watch the entire tournament live on FBC TV and FBC Sports. The Fijiana Sevens team is currently nursing 2 injured players preparing for the Dubai Sevens. Speaking to FBC Sports, Coach Sayasi Fuli says they will manage some of their squad members who are currently in the Fijiana 15s team.
I have to confirm with the medical team we have 2 slight injuries. And we have our backup pool, and also we'll try and manage some of our squad members are with 15s right now, which is very important with Fiji Rugby to qualify the 15s Fijiana for the World Cup. And yeah, I can confirm that we still have backup to take to Dubai and Cape Town.
A brilliant platform for many of Fiji's rugby stars, the Coral Coast Sevens marks its 10th anniversary next year. Organizers of the event anticipate another successful tournament and have announced an ambassador very close to the hearts of many rugby fans around the world. Talei Matai Rakula with the details.
Coral Coast Sevens tournament director Jay White says this year's youth division will be exciting to watch as it will showcase Fiji's next generation of stars.
Very excited by that division in particular because that's showing us the next generation of stars that'll be gracing the fields in the future and giving them a definitive pathway to future success.
For the 10th anniversary, Flying Fijians legend Rupeni Daudau will feature as the Coral Coast Sevens 2020 ambassador.
We're very grateful to him for accepting the invitation to be our ambassador for 2020 and join the Rugby Town Walk of Fame along the likes of Carlton Anna, Ben Gollings, DJ Forbes, George Gregan, Brian Habana in 2019.
Meanwhile, McDonald's Fiji Managing Director Mark McElrath says they are excited to be backing this year's tournament.
It's an event that's growing and it's bringing a lot of opportunity to some of the younger players coming through. And this year is our second year of sponsorship, so we're looking forward to a bigger and better year in this 2020 10th year anniversary.
16 men's teams will feature in the tournament, including teams from Hong Kong, the United States of America, Australia, and possible a French development side. The tournament will also feature 12 women's teams. The 2020 Coral Coast Sevens kicks off on the 15th to the 18th of January at Singatoka's Lawanga Park. Dalia Materkula, FBC Sports.
The Ireland men's and women's sevens teams will compete in the HSBC World Sevens Series together for the first time. Dave Rennie's coaching stint with Rugby Australia kicks off in unfamiliar territory, with the Wallabies set to play the All Blacks in Melbourne for the first time in a decade. All Blacks great Andrew Mertens believes Australia and New Zealand must separate from South Africa and Argentina and push into Asia if they want to keep their talent close and compete with Europe and the United Kingdom's money. Australian boxer Hamza Khalid arrived in the country today ahead of his fight with Sebastian the Sniper Singh on Saturday in Nandi. Nicknamed the Raging Bull, the 20-year-old is looking to put on a show and maintain his unbeaten record at the Kirin Boxing Promotions event. Felipe Naikaso has more.
With a 5-0 record currently under his belt, Hamza Khalid has promised boxing fans in Fiji that they can expect a bloody fight.
I'm very happy to be in Fiji and showcase my skills, and I've been training very hard for this fight. I promise all the fans in Fiji a very, very good fight, big drama show.
Despite this being his first time in the country, the Raging Bull is already warning Sebastian Singh to be well prepared.
Good luck, all the best, and better bring your A game. Come to the fight, bro. See you there.
The Kirin Boxing Promotions have also called on fans to come out in numbers for this bout.
Hamza, we're not going to take anything lightly. He is undefeated and he hasn't gone distant. He has gone first round, all knockout fights.
Definitely we're a few days away from the main event, the fight that the whole of the nation has been waiting for. Under one roof, we have got 3 regional titles, the IBO, the main event, and then we have the 2 WBF titles in the history of Fijian professional boxing.
Khalid will fight Singh for the IBO Oceania Orient Super Middleweight title this Saturday at Prince Al's Park in Nadi. Felipe Naikaso, FBC Sports.
The Zodiacs Challenge basketball tournament began last night with teams from around Suva competing for top honors. Tournament organizer Alex Fong says competition levels have increased from day one, and they expect closer games as they draw nearer to the end of the week-long tournament. Sabe Wanga with this report.
Working with the aim of developing grassroots basketball is one of the reasons why the Zodiacs Basketball Club has introduced this tournament.
Our tournaments are such that, to create awareness for the game, bring the players together and hopefully develop the game as well. Competitions run from today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which are all pools. Saturday there's more pools. Then we have the quarters, semi-finals on Sunday.
The organizers say that plans are in place to make this annual event bigger and better next year.
With this last tournament, over the last 4, we've gained experience, and on top of that, with the partnership with Basketball Fiji, it's helped us get insight into the game.
Zodiac's under-19 girls coach William Peters say teams from Rwanga basketball have been providing them much needed challenge.
Next game is going to be a tough game. I think we're playing another Rwanga team.
So similar style of play, we just got to make sure that we tick all our boxes moving forward with our press break and our defensive structure, and I think we'll be good.
4 women's and 10 men's teams are part of this tournament. Meanwhile, in last night's pool games, Zodiac's under-19 girls defeated Chikara Ravens 32-20. Zodiac's under-19 boys beat Rewanga Buffaloes 33-32, while the Zodiac main defeated Genesis 46-35. The finals will take place on Sunday at the Yetsen Hall. Save Wanga, FBC Sports.
Our play of the day, we head to the NBA with this alley-oop pass from the Utah Jazz's Joe Ingles to Donovan Mitchell for an amazing dunk against the Pelicans.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोज सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है, हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक है, गोंगवा लेबू लटोका, रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2, देश की धड़कन।
Angie joins us now with the latest from weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Tuesday was amazing. There has been sunshine in full abundance. We mostly stayed under sunny skies, but honestly, nothing messes up your Friday like realizing it's only Tuesday. Anyways, in the west, partly sunny skies, the humidity level was something else, hitting to almost 33 degrees. Eastwards from Pakhava to Suva, little gloomy with showers anticipating. And up north, dual weather scenarios with temperatures reaching up to 30 degrees. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 7:48 p.m. with high tide at 1:43 p.m. Sunrise will be at 6:20. Now looking at tomorrow, clear conditions with barely any sign of rain for the country. Tomorrow's temperatures will be normal in the low 30s. The night could get cold. And looking further on to Thursday, more fine weather to make us happy. And that's all the weather from the Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji Pulse, we asked, should all incoming travellers to Fiji be screened for measles?
Yes, they should check out for our safety.
Measles is prevalent in Samoa and it's close to Fiji. Every Fijian should not take this issue lightly.
Yeah, they should have a restriction at the airport so that we are safe. And all people coming in should be quarantined.
This is an issue that needs to be taken seriously in Fiji.
Yeah, I mean, for them coming to Fiji, having their, I think so, it's not a good idea. But the thing is this, if they're willing to do that by themselves, it's good. But if we do that, we're trying to encourage them to go back, you know. It doesn't look good to us.
Yes, I think they should. It's a serious issue. They should be checked.
In the world of the weird but not so wonderful for this family who were caught off guard when their dinner was disturbed by a leopard who broke into their house. Recapping the main stories for tonight, many pay for measles shots at private clinics, low tuna supply affects PAFCO operations, and agricultural chemicals under review. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question we're asking, do you think the colour coding of taxi number plates will stop illegal operations? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, water drills being done at the Suva Harbour with the visiting Australian Navy ship HMS Adelaide, sent in by Shiba Davu. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news, or hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatolaloba.
और हम सब मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची एफएम सुनता। गौल टाउन तावा में मिर्ची एफएम दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.